I don't know why everybody keeps talking about swag. I don't know what it is. I don't really care to look it up either. I have swag in the true sense. I have the stuff we all get. So this last part of my collection I'm going to go into is lots of little odds and ends that I've picked up and don't fit into the other categories, but they're part of their collection, so I gotta share. Some of the stuff, the first part that I guess is a little less common, but still stuff I keep around. I actually don't have, I can't find where I put the card. I usually hang on to stuff because I am that neurotic, but I have my Grawl miniature in game in Guild Wars 1 that I really like. He's good and growly, but it's really that was one of my first experiences at PAX. That going there, meeting everybody, but especially meeting Gail Gray, who at that time was our community person. She was unbelievably nice in person, and she actually wound up giving me another Grawl that I could give to somebody who had PAX tickets but wasn't able to go because they were just starting a new job or something like that. And so she was actually, I wasn't trying to rip her off or anything, and so my guildmate really says thank you. But it was just, that's how cool they are, and they kind of get it. We're gamers, we have friends, we have our guildmates. We're not like, most of us aren't super greedy, but I have my Grawl and always remembers that was the time I got to meet Gail Gray, and I definitely was there when we said goodbye to her. So for me, I can't find my little card, and it kind of upsets me that I don't have it. But I really liked having that I have my miniature in game, and I can share that story. But then I have these two things, that my character slot and my bonus unlock pack. The codes are underneath, so you can't see them. But the reason why these are cool is because I won these. I earned them. They were in the Roller Beetle Derby tournament, and I got like third place, which was not good for what I should have done. But and this it was cool though because the kid who won, like he couldn't have been. He was like 10, 11, 12. He was a little guy, and he had his arms full. He had all sorts of unlocked stuff, and he was just thrilled. He got to play. This was back, of course. There's the thing about me wearing my char head while playing Roller Beetle racing that was on the ArenaNet Twitter that I saved. That was me. This is what I walked away with. So it was really cool. I was very happy about that, and that was a fun story. But I remember that the little guy. Hopefully he's still playing Guild Wars, but I thought that was just the coolest thing to see that he won, and he was even amazed that here were all these adults and people who had played Guild Wars and stuff, and me in my big goofy hat, that he won. He beat us all, and he earned it fair and square. So I thought that was the coolest thing, that just to see his face that he won. That's something. I don't have a picture, but I have that memory, and it's in these. The next piece of swag was at the PAX 2010, and Guild Wars 2 stuff was just starting to heat up, and they had a contest where you would find people, and they had these cards, and you can see that they're like trading card game or poker cards, and that they have more of the concept art on it. And you can see this one even says it's Oakheart with the Sylvari, and we see that picture all the time. And then here's one that this is the adamant guard armor, and that char picture. We see these ones all over the place, and there was a game at PAX where you would run around and you would get these cards from people, and the cards went pretty quick. That you could do trivia questions and stuff, and they would give you raffle tickets and all sorts of goodies. My brother won the raffle, and again, he won a video card like he does every year at PAX. But so I got my cards, I kept them. I don't know if I'm supposed to, but so if I need to send them back, please get in touch with me. But there was a contest if you got like so many of the same color, like because they were by race, so you could see green for Sylvari and red for Char. You got so many of them, you got to have if you got so many together, you could turn them in for a raffle ticket. I kept them. And so yeah, so I got to keep these in there. Who else has these? I don't know, but I have mine. So this is my cool Guild Wars 2 bandana, and you got this if you played the demo of Guild Wars 2. One of the really cool staffers, which I could picture, but I haven't been able to figure out who it is yet. When my brother was actually going up to get his prize because he won the raffle, that I just went over and took his spot, and I finally got to play for like 5 minutes of Guild Wars 2 and tried to get my brother killed, like I always do. But he was like, "Hey, you got to play a couple minutes. You let your brother go up," and everybody was cheering for him, and because he had to actually stop playing to go get his gifts, which was worth it. And so the guy was like, "Hey, we're about to close. Everything's here. You go." So he hooked me up. So I got my my bandana still for playing, and I wear it proudly to cover my bald noggin. So yeah. So this is my headband. The next year, so that would have been 2010, because in 2011 they had it. If you were wearing Guild Wars 2 swag and you got spotted by certain people, that they would invite you to the party at ArenaNet. I didn't get that. I had my whole costume on, so this stood out a little bit, but I still had my bandana. So I think they gave these away both in PAX 2010 and 2011, but I got mine. Now here's something that I shouldn't even really have, and this is my Admit One Human to the Guild Wars 2 PAX party, and this is probably not valid anymore. I don't know. So it's super cool. The whole story behind this is that at the end of the day, they would have these trivia contests, again hosted by Matthew Moore, who is one of the coolest people in the world, because he gives away lots of stuff. But he's really collected about his duties as MC for all of the PAX events. So he did that, and I was there in my armor and stuff, and so we did the trivia contest, and I got enough questions right that the prize was originally supposed to be you would get to go to the Guild Wars 2 build an event thing the next morning. Well, I had some prior commitments with in-laws, which, if you know how that goes, it's tough to you want to keep the wife happy and keep the in-laws happy, so that took precedent. But they were the people at the arena are so awesome that I asked, well, would it be possible if I could get invited to the party that was going to be Saturday night? Well, one thing led to another the next day, and first they obviously they let me go, and so I got my ticket, which I'm holding still. And the idea was that I would get to go with my in-laws in the morning, do that whole thing, and then afterward go to PAX and go to the party. I never made it that far. We did our thing the next day. The in-laws, it was one of those things that turned into other things, so I actually never wound up getting to go. It's in a way it's nice because at least it shows I have my priorities in order. That my wife's father passed away last year, so that was we had a nice day together, and so it was good that we got to spend that time together. And so I didn't get to go to the party, but in the long run, you do what you gotta. It's as much as I love gaming and Guild Wars, it's secondary to the rest of life, and so this is kind of a good reminder of that. But I wanted to show you too, because you might have seen the front, I don't know, but the back is one of the best maps of Seattle I've ever seen, that I still kind of get lost. But you can see there's the convention center where PAX takes place, and they had a little map that took you down to the Hard Rock Cafe down there on First Avenue. So it's a really cool little map. I like it. But yeah, so I never made it to the party. Capital off here, yes. Hopefully everybody has one by now. What is it? No, this is just my good little char buddy here. He's plushy and he's cute and he's red locked and he has big bushy eyebrows. And I try to take pictures and send them to people, but they don't get it. But I got my little Ritlock here, so he's good, and he's adorable. I didn't win this at PAX. I bought it, just like everybody else. But yeah, it was really cool though to see the people who did win this. That when we saw this for the online for Gamescom and PAX last year, that I thought was it was cool. And then to actually see it in person when we had the Guild Wars 2, the great big panel at PAX, that It was really cool to, people had to, the way it worked was everybody had been through the panel and it was cool, and we filled up the whole room, and there was the whole t-shirt thing for that thing. That was just a blast. But then it wound up at the end of the day that they had hidden underneath our seats the little piece of paper that said you won, and they won. The people who won got their Ritlock plush, and then they also got the ARENA arena gear shirts that the staff members have, which are just beyond cool. But I didn't win that, and I don't feel too bad. That's fine. I got lots of stuff on my own, so yeah. So this is a good little, this is a fun guy. So, and I've done one little video with him, and I always mean to do more, and I've got all sorts of ideas for silly little ideas. I'd like to go take this guy around and do stuff, but for at least now, I'll just make his hair look cool. But so this is kind of the ultimate thing, just to have my little plushie, and he's great.